Say, ball around to you.
Good one from Iftikhar. Still would recommend a slip fielder. Why is he shying away from that fielder? Into the gap, that is well struck. This time it's the left-hander who does a good job with the reverse sweep. So something for Iftikhar to ponder.
Yeah, both these batsmen play the reverse sweep and the conventional sweep very well. But I agree with you. I think he needs to get the slip in place, put the pressure on, let the batsman do something different. At least have that fielder in the eye line when they're playing that shot, the sweep.
I think that reverse sweep was initiated because he got beaten with a lovely off-spinner. A little afraid managing the length and playing the conventional way, so he went the reverse sweep way, and this is the conventional sweep shot. So when in doubt, play the sweep, as they say. So far so good.
Iftikhar definitely blooming and making his mark as a proper all-rounder, especially as a spin option. He's worked on his bowling, controls his pace very well.
Ah, lovely. Vabria's 100% commitment.
Throwing himself around, stopped a certain boundary there, Wahab Riaz. It's good to see that from the experienced players as well.
Yeah, for a second he was a Wahab Riaz. 83 for 3. Partnership of 61. And normally when it's a troubling phase for Pakistan, they call upon their best bet, which is Shaheen Shah Afridi, to provide them with a bit of relief. Just wondering why Pakistan do not naturally opt for a leg spinner in the playing 11. And I mentioned it somewhere else also, Aruj, because we were the trendsetters, Pakistan cricket team, of using leg spin as an offensive art in one-day internationals. Way back in '83, Abdul Qadir was introduced during the '83 World Cup as a leg spinning option when other teams were only looking at the left arm angle or the off-spinning angle. And then we went to '92 World Cup with 2 leg spinners, Iqbal Sikandar and Mushtaq Ahmed. And it pays, because these days all cricket teams are looking for leg spinners to provide them with wickets, because it's an excellent wicket option. Arsenal, and they have the option, Pakistan, and Usman Qadir. So if we were the trendsetters, why didn't we just continue with it? And it is of great value to have a leg spinner play against Zimbabwe, for example. Difficult to pick off the arm, off the hand, and they would have clearly struggled, I think.
Especially where the modern day game is going, the leg spinner is, and has always been, a wicket-taking option. They have Usman Qadir in the side, and they've got the upcoming Zahid Mahmood. He's been creating havoc at the Quaid-e-Azam Trophy, so we've got the players who can provide that wicket-taking option, the attacking option, And I think most teams now have a regular leg spinner in their playing squads.
Even if they have half a good leg spinning option, they still are employing it. And whilst we are spoiled for choice when it comes to leg spinners in the circuit, and against a team like Zimbabwe, not really exposed to quality leg spin bowling, I think it would have worked extremely well and would have given confidence to the young rookie bowler as well. Points to ponder maybe for Pakistan.
Especially when you've got the experience in the quick lineup, you can always add a spinner, break him through into the international stage and give him the chance to experience what it's all about.
A nice single of the last ball at that over, and after 20, 85 for the loss of 3 wickets Zimbabwe.
Still no slip in. I think it's important to just have the man there. At the moment, Zimbabwe's got a very good partnership going. Easy scoring now for them.
As we all know, I mean, Zimbabwe is an ideal team where you can expand your range and experiment a little bit with your imagination. So, a good team where you can challenge yourself with different methods and strategy and selection. You see, the ball is gripping and spinning. It doesn't have a lot of grass, and in the middle of the innings, if you bowl with a bit of flight, there's every likelihood the ball will turn, so hence the reason why there should be a slip in place.
Oh yeah, good bowling.
And that'll make him think aggressively also. Right now with the field that is being given, he'd be looking to just bowl the basic stuff and not experiment with his line and direction and trajectory. So the psyche changes completely. If you give a spinner, especially an attacking field, he'll bowl accordingly. Was that a drop chance? Was that a nick?
Well, let's have a look here. Oh, dropped well in front of Rizwan there after it.
Nice flight from Iftikhar. Just 2 runs in that over. 3 down for 87. Nice try, it's been given a wide, but the shot was definitely on, and he plays that shot quite well actually. A lifter from Shaheen Afridi, and Brendan Taylor almost inches away from getting a 4 at least, if not a 6.
In search of his 50-year as well. He just had to get a little tickle, and he showed us in the first ODI that he can really play that shot well. What an ambassador for the game Taylor has been for Zimbabwe and for world cricket. He's having a tremendous series here as well. But obviously lots to do in the context of the game. He'll want to push this score into a much bigger one.
Getting runs against a quality side gives you a lot of confidence and should improve your skills as well. Remember when we toured India way back in the mid-80s, the challenge was to play spin. And some of us guys weren't very good against spin. But after the series, we became so much confident and had great self-belief to take on any spinner in world cricket. But the idea is really to use that experience into your game and future series. It can't be just one-off effort and then forget about the challenge. It should enhance your batting skills. Very good partnership, 68 from 89. They need to bat long. This innings is still very much young in batting perspective. But they need to spring a surprise on Pakistan. That projected score right now is looking around 207, between 207 and 260. Must target 260 plus. Good delivery, Yorker.
Well, I'm sure they're going to look to get something over 250 to challenge the Pakistani lineup. Well, at the current trade, they'll end up with 206. Won't be happy with that. They'll want something around the 265 mark to challenge Pakistan. But they've got the two-man in the middle to do so.
Nicely played. Another Yorker tried by Shaheen Afridi. 3 from the over, 90 for 3 Zimbabwe.
Bowling.
Sean Williams is playing a very patient innings here, but it's the innings that Zimbabwe require, because this partnership has just quietly gone along without too many problems. 69 now, this partnership, and Sean Williams 28 from 47. He's taken his time because he knows that he and Brendan Taylor are mainstays. Tino Maweo alongside. Tino, this has been impressive from these two Zimbabwe players.
It's what you expect, and I've come to expect of these two in the Zimbabwean middle order. I liked the words of Sean Williams this morning when I interviewed him, and he said he was disappointed that he couldn't carry on from where he got to. There was 100 in the making, and he said more importantly he needed to carry on for the team.
Good bowling.
It's well bowled. Brendan Taylor was looking to be a bit more attacking in that delivery. Nicely pulled back by Iftikhar, who no doubt has gained a lot of confidence from that last one-day international. 92 for 3.
Right him over, guys.
Well, the pressure is maintained because Mohamed Hasnain is back now. 5 overs, 3 for 6. He's ripped out the first 3. Taylor, 1 short of a half century. What I've enjoyed about Mohamed Hasnain is that he's attacked, he's gone at the batsman. He really has attacked with the view of the purpose of hitting the stumps, hitting the pads, getting the court behind. He got his first wicket. Chababa nicely taken by Iftikhar at second slip. A little bit down the leg side this time. That's about the first ball that he's really strayed, and it's just brushed the pads for leg byes.
Leg byes. So Brendan Taylor will have to wait a little bit longer to try and get to that half century milestone. Hasnain got the ball to swing nicely early on, Alan. Ball's taken a little bit of roughage now, so probably just want to adjust the line that he starts the ball, because it's not going to go as much as it was earlier. Probably start on that off stump line. If it does go a little bit, it's just outside.
Up and over from Brendan Taylor. What a good shot to reach your half century. It's a brilliant shot from Brendan Taylor, and he gets to his half century. 53 from 64.
Hasnain this time short in length and a bit of width. Brendan Taylor will take advantage of such deliveries. He's in such good form. Made sure he got under it, over that man at backward point and wide of the man at third man. 100 up for Zimbabwe with that boundary as well.
11 centuries, and now that's 39 50s for Brendan Taylor in the red shirt of Zimbabwe. And he's still only 34 years of age. How long will he go on in this illustrious career? It's his 199th one-day international. By golly, he wants to get to that 200. A landmark, significant, huge landmark for Brendan Taylor. Harare born and plays for the Rhinos, back there in the domestic tournament. See, the left hand and the right hand can also change the way a bowler bowls. Like Mohamed Hasnain would love to bowl more deliveries to one of them. You know, a little single here, and then suddenly you have to adjust your line to the left-hander, Sean Williams. And it so often can just put a bowler off who's concentrating on a particular line.
It can be very frustrating. You can probably understand that a little bit better than me, Wilco.
Width that time, but there is the security of the deep point, end of the over, with 10 coming from it. 102 for 3. Mohamed Hasnain ripped out the first three. Wickets going at 0, 4 and 22. Here's Iftikhar.
Oh, yeah, Iffy.
Probably playing with a certain amount of respect now. 4 overs, none for 19. Hasn't made an inroad yet. Iftikhar. He bowled a tight spell, didn't he? 5 for 40 in the second match. Didn't give too much away. Such an asset to a side when a top order bat can give to the side, give to the captain 10 overs of fairly good quality off spin. You're in the side. Doesn't often do that, does he? Brendan Taylor doesn't venture down the pitch too often. He likes to, if he does give it a big clatter, he likes to do it from within the tram lines, the crease.
One thing I can tell you is if he does come down and it's to the off spinner, he's looking at long on and probably over cow corner. And I give credit to Iftikhar because the last over he tried to come down, Brendan Taylor saw him, held it back, and he did it again there. So he's obviously watching Brendan Taylor very closely at the crease. Good battle between the two.
It's a little different there. Just see how he worked that leg side. He went across his stumps. That's your territory.
It is. Yeah, I like how this partnership's developing. It's 84 now from 108 balls. You quite rightly say they haven't set the world alight, but they had to work from a position of 3 down for 22. Taking it to 106 now. 25 gone, 106 for 3.
Gone. And that's a 4th wicket for Hasnain. And that's just what Pakistan wanted, and it's just what Zimbabwe did not want.
And that's just the reason why Babar Azam has brought Hasnain back into the attack. Partnership looking very good, threatening. And Brendan Taylor giving away his wicket. Kush still takes the catch at a short catching cover. Brendan Taylor, a good knock, though he'll be disappointed. 56 for him. Zimbabwe now 106 for 4.
Wesley Madevere playing only his 6th match. The average is healthy. He's got 2 50s already. Strike rate is heading towards 90. And the best at 55 in the first one-day international here, where he put on over 100 with Brendan Taylor. But he's got to grow and mature overnight, it would seem. He's 20, but he's got so much to offer. Oh, this is great. This is what international cricket is about. It's the young face of Zimbabwe cricket against the new young tyro of Pakistan, bowling quick at him. Three of them. Shaheen, Musa Khan and Hasnain against young Wesley.
Against a very young and confident Wesley. Was sprung into international cricket earlier in the year in Bangladesh and gave a very good account of himself. Well, Brendan Taylor will be disappointed. It's not the length that you can go over the top. I'm not quite sure where he was trying to hit that. Looks like he was trying to go a little bit straight, but not the length that you can take on the bowler to go over the top.
Nice looking stroke from Sean Williams, a stylish player. All eyes now on Wesley Madhavere. Now Mazza Arshad, our statistician's given us a very nice set of numbers here. Have a look at that. Come back to that in a minute. Tino, just have a look here. You know these players. You know who we have here. 26 overs gone. It's 108 for 4. We will come back to that graphic. So Wesley Madhavere, at 20 years of age, he scored 194 runs in his first 5 ODIs. Only 2 Zimbabweans have had a better start to their ODI careers, and they are Andy Flower and Chamu Chibaba, current captain, who he's had a lean time in this series. Fielded. Babar Azam making his presence felt. There's not a lot of turn on offer here from Iftikhar. He does tend to push the ball through. Many of them just they drift and they go on in a straight line. You see that again. There's not a lot of torque, T-O-R-Q-U-E. There's not a lot of torque, T-A-L-K, at the moment. It's good stuff from Iftikhar. He's, you know, if you put a handkerchief down there, he's landing most of them on it. 5 dot balls. Single off the last. End of 27 overs, 109 for 4. The Hasnain, 4 for 14. So we were talking about young Wesley Madhavere, and these numbers just bear testament how good he is.
Well, how good he is so far. He's in esteemed company. Wesley Madhavere, 194 runs at an average of 39 at the moment. Only Andy Flower and Chamuchibaba above him in the first 5 ODIs in their career. 100 for Andy Flower in there, 2 half-centuries for Chamuchibaba. So he certainly has had the right start to his career. And as I said, I've really enjoyed watching him so far. And look at David Lord Houghton. Mark Decker used to open the batting for Zimbabwe in Test cricket in particular. Got a record, carried his bat through a Test innings against Pakistan as well. And Davy Houghton.
Well, perhaps we should have another graphic. Tino Maweo carried his bat through in a Test against Pakistan. That was in Bulawayo. 163 not out. Well played, Tino.
Thank you. 3 people have done that, actually, including Grant Flower.
And that's what Sean Williams has got to do here. He's got to do the same. He's got to dig in there and stay there. Coming round the wicket now, Hasnain. That's pretty good to come round the wicket, just change the trajectory. Well, you see, it's the top of the order that's a problem for Zimbabwe. Williams and Taylor 84. And it leads to pressure on the middle order.
These are the opening stands. We'll come back to that graphic. Up in the face, Sean Williams. He'll just get 1. And this is the opening partnerships for Zimbabwe in their last 10 one-day internationals, excluding today. There is only 1 score above 20. 18, 2, 5, 15, 1, 3, 4, 1, 21 and 15. I think the dependence on middle order is a bit kind. It's the over-dependence on the middle order that those numbers show. And in any format of the game, you've got to make sure that that first partnership gives you something to set the innings forward. Wide called by Alim Dar.
Well, those figures tell a very dismal story. You know, when your top opening partnership in the last 10 ODIs is 21, and that was against the Netherlands in Deventer. It's averaging 8, and that's just not good enough. I mean, clearly it's not. That's the problem, and it really then manifests itself to creating problems for the middle order. Bowled, well bowled. .28 gone, it's 114 for 4. Was there possibly today, Tino, a chance that Chibaba might have batted down the order? And if that was the case, who could have opened?
Well, there is Tinashe Kamunukamwe, who is a natural opener. For your benefit and maybe some of the fans at home, Tinashe Kamunukamwe. He's injured at the moment. He's struggling with a wrist. There's a young Milton Shumba, comes out of the same under-19 side as Wesley Madevere. Opening batter as well, probably not quite ready for this level. There may have been possibly a Ryan Burl, who's got a bit more experience and may have come to the top of the order. But for me, if Chibaba's not in the side, then he shouldn't be playing. If he's not opening the batting, he shouldn't move down the order. I say that because he's always played his cricket opening the batting at the top of the order in this format anyway. And not quite best player of spin. So by moving him down the order, you're exposing him to those spinners. He's an opening batsman, and I think he should be out there to open.
Sean Williams hasn't used the sweep too often today, certainly not against Iftikhar. Zimbabwe winning the toss, this match starting rather at 12 o'clock midday. Winning the toss, batting first. Wickets going at 0, 4 and 22. All three going to Hasnain. Then that partnership of 84. Williams and Taylor. And then Hasnain's picked up a 4th, removing Taylor. Mohammad Hasnain has been an inspired selection today. Haris Rauf sits this one out, and Mohammad Hasnain has been selected. Short, drags it down this time. Iftikhar might have got into the mind of Sean Williams and thought, well, he's going to come at me. So that was a nice bit of cat and mouse. And 3 from the over. 29 gone now. Zimbabwe 117 for 4.
Musa now. It's all been about Hasnain. Bowled decently in his first spell. Pakistan probably looking to just squeeze another wicket and make sure that Zimbabwe's middle order doesn't fire. So far, Pakistan have been good. Let's see movement. You'd expect the ball to seam around or swing around in the first 10 overs and then sort of die down as per usual, but it's all been about pace, the pace that Pakistani bowlers have, and that has come to the fore in the form of Hasnain so far. Full shot. He's been very good at anything short. He pulls it in front of square. We've seen this throughout the series.
They'll probably want to have a look at that boundary. The fielding effort there seemed really close to the rope. Haider Ali down there at the boundary, got himself down in time. That foot looks really close to the rope. From another angle now. Just trying to see whether that back leg brushed the rope on his attempt there.
And what do you think? I think there's slight bit of contact while he was holding the ball. He's done well here, and then it just slides to the rope. Decide for yourself if that's touched the rope or not.
Not quite sure if there was any movement of the rope visible.
But it's been a theme of the series. Whenever Zimbabwe have threatened, Pakistan have come back strong, especially with the ball. That partnership between Brendan Taylor and Williams looked as if it had developed and was looking to take the game further and maybe get Zimbabwe to a threatening total, but then Pakistan struck. It's just been throughout these 3 ODIs, we've seen that happen time and time again.
It's been the story for Zimbabwe. Every time they look like to get a move on and Pakistan delivers the goods. Musa's had a decent outing, had a good one in the second ODI in which he got a go. He picked up 2 wickets. Slightly expensive here. There you see, just bowled 6 overs, picking up 2 wickets. He'll want to pick up another one here because we know Madhavira can play his strokes and get the score, and Williams, of course, experience play and a miss there. Williams coming off a good score of 75. Got them very quickly in the second ODI. Zimbabwe again relying very heavily in that middle order.
Yeah, obviously a big score is an incentive, but there's another incentive. Hit that bullseye, you get $200. Jomo. Be a difficult shot, extra cover for the left-hander. You have to play one of the best shots he's ever played. To the offside, just a single. And it doesn't stop there. He also has the opportunity to get $500, and that by service. You have to middle that extremely well and hit it on the full. So it's only for the batsman. Nothing for the bowlers. No bullseye for the bowlers. I like one on middle stump also, just halfway on middle stump. Anyway, that's the way it is. $123 for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not me rehearsing my numbers or my counting, but it's the score on the board. 123 for 4. Goes across the line, gets away with it.
What an effort there from Shaheen. Went up in the air. Shaheen picked it up early, was off the blocks in a flash. But all in vain in the air. Let's have a look. Oh, good effort. We've seen him take a wonderful catch diving forward in the second ODI.
Iftikhar has been very miserly throughout the spell. He's not been able to. Zimbabwe not been able to get him to the fence. And he's into his 8th over. Just conceded 28. He'll be disappointed because last game he got 5 for 40. Goes leg side this time. Gets the gap and gets the boundary.
Just as you said, they couldn't get him away, and he does. Williams plays the sweep particularly well. Haider Ali just diving over the ball there. He's had it tough in the field, hasn't he, Haider Ali? He'll go again with the sweep. Another effort there from Haider Ali. This time cleanly picked up. Williams picks up too.
It just seems as if this over they've now tried and take Iftikhar on. And you would have thought they might have done this earlier. This is Haider Ali this time does well. Make sure that he's nowhere near the rope. Feet in the air. The reverse sweep now gets the gap, and Williams now dealing in boundaries.
He can play that shot well. Got it on the full, and all he had to do is place it in the gap. Very well put away by Williams as he's approaching another half century here. 47 now for Williams. Bazid, every time we see a bowler wreak havoc in the previous ODI, we saw Shaheen pick up 5 in the first one, went wicketless in the second, and again here, Iftikhar being similar.
Sweep again. It's either the sweep or the reverse sweep. That's all we've seen in this over. 135 for 4. As that carried, seemed as it is the bottom edge. Musa was out celebrating, but I don't think that actually reached his one.
Williams is on 48, will be back-to-back half centuries if he gets this one. And he really does need to get a good score here, especially after Taylor's lost his wicket.
Williams holding this innings together, but Pakistan today played the 5 bowlers well, 4 bowlers if you count Iftikhar as your front line bowler, yes, then 5 bowlers. Because of the fact that Iftikhar had taken 5 wickets in the previous game, they gave him a lot more respect. And also the fact that they lost wickets up front. Pushtil Shah maybe can bowl a few overs, maybe Fakhar Zaman, but in essence, you're actually relying on your 5 bowlers to complete their quota, every single one of them. But once you see that, you straight away think you want to attack the 5th bowler, you want to put pressure on the side, because then they'll have to go to plan B and maybe pressure on the frontline bowlers. But you mentioned the fact that he'd got 5 wickets in the previous game. That has played on the minds of Zimbabwe.
I'm sure they must have done their homework on Iftikhar as to how to play him. But yeah, you mentioned it correctly. They only have the 5 bowlers to go to. So if any one of them is having a bad day, Babar might struggle with who that potential 6th bowler could be.
Short and pull in front of square, and that's fizzed away to the fence. Williams, his back-to-back 50s.
33rd half century for Sean Williams. And does he bring it up in style? 3 centuries to go with that in his ODI career. It was short. He played it off his front foot, more importantly in front of square. No man back on the ring there, on the boundary. Brings up his half century in style with the boundary.
Nicely driven through the offside. Well, not through the offside. It's terrific fielding. Iftikhar at cover. It was struck really nicely, and he almost thought that he was through. Pull and dive, and then the throw, and then the reckoning with a direct hit.
Very close. That would have gone up if that had hit. But the youngster there getting a speed on. Iftikhar putting in a very good effort there in the inner ring.
Got ball to end the 32nd over. It's 140 for 4. It's over. His players will come back for the second. That wouldn't be enough. The problem is, do they go hard now and chance or risk 280, or do they just settle for 250?
Well, they've upped their scoring in the last 5 overs or so. The last 30 balls, Zimbabwe scored 32. They've got Raza there, who we know has been around for a while and is definitely good with the bat. He does have a century against Pakistan as well, but not quite sure the tail's got that firepower that requires that flair at the end. Down the track, and he smashed that into the fence. Glorious hit from the youngster. Continues his expression and flair in the wicket.
Fearless. The off spinner turning the ball back in, but it didn't matter because he's targeted at mid-off and cover region. Just slaps it through. Vera has impressed one and all with his timing and the way that he's batting.
Go, you got it.
Well, the question for you, well, maybe just you put your coaching hat on and say, look, 148 for 4. Yes, they have a long tail, but the only way that you're going to beat Pakistan if you take a risk, and the risk reward is such that if you just sit back, maybe you're playing into Pakistan's hands. That conversation will continue. Right now it's 148 for 4 as drinks come onto the field. Hammering going on in Pakistan, and hoping that they paint a picture where it's all Pakistan. Right now, who's holding forward is Williams, not out 56, and he's been the player of the previous ODI and this ODI as well. Loves staying on the back foot, very good with the pull shot. Reverse, sweep, go-to shot, sweep, also one of his strengths. But he made sure that he held this in his weather and still going strong. We'll be looking at him to provide the impetus at the back end. 17 to go, and his partnership now doing well, 42 or 49. Wahab Riaz back in the attack. So 17 overs to go, and just before the drinks break, there's a conversation. I asked Aruj to put her coaching hat on. She's got so many hats that we tend to ignore the fact that the knowledge that she has about cricket. But looking at what Zimbabwe are faced with here, 148 for 4. Yes, you bat out the 17 overs, you get to, well, 250, 260. I don't think that's enough to challenge Pakistan. Pakistan being one of, well, a top side and being higher up in the rankings. And the risk reward is that you try and get to that 280. You try and push harder right now, but the risk is that you might get bowled out for 225. Ruj, which situation or which process would you want?
Well, looking at what Zimbabwe have in the tank, yes, the world's moving towards risk and reward cricket, and you want to give yourselves the best chance. But looking at the tail Zimbabwe have, if they go out here and into the depth of the innings, then again, do they have the firepower to provide something in the last 5 overs? So it's a difficult one, but I think there's obviously your next 3. It's a difficult one because I believe you should rely on what your strength is. Obviously, they'd want Pakistan to chase something around 280. But I think the two guys in the middle are going along well and giving themselves the best chance. They have upped the scoring rate a little bit. So yeah, we look at 8 and over from here. 281 is what ideally they'll be targeting or would like. But again, given what they have in the tank, I believe giving this partnership the best chance in the middle and then to take off at the end.
Well, you still feel that Zimbabwe will have to do something even more extraordinary or press on the accelerator straight away. They've been having lost 10 ODIs on the trot. They'll have to do something different. Yes, it's all very well if this partnership keeps on going, but they might even win at 250, but to give yourself the best chance, you need to get to 280 plus. And how you go about it from here, well, that's up to you. 34 gone, 151 for 4.
हाँ सही है मतलब ठीक है ता बार करे और चेक एक भी आया दो आता चेक को करना चेक करे खुद
Down the track, and he's lifted this over mid-off and trickles into the fence. Or Hasnan has done well. I just thought that when he scooped it up, it might have just fallen outside the boundary rope.
I think Hasnan's done a fantastic job here. Gotten down in time. I have another look here, but I think he looks so... Checking when he picks the ball up, whether his hand's touching the cushion, and it looks like it is. Confirmation there on screen. Madhavire will pick up another boundary. He saw mid-offers up in the ring and executed that shot really well. His partnership is now 49.
This time goes leg side. He's timed that really well, and it's raced across the practice pitches there. 50 partnership brought out with back-to-back boundaries for Madhavira.
Toying with the fielders here at the rope. Kept a little bit low. Stayed back and got enough bat on that. to get another boundary. He's raced to 25 now, just of the 18. 53 partnership of the 57 balls.
Madavera, very impressive the way that he's tackling Iftikhar. He's got mid off in the circle, so he's making sure that he hits it straightish, and then he relies on pumping it leg side. So 9 off the first 4 deliveries. Can Williams now do the usual reverse sweep to the fence? But short, he didn't need to reverse sweep, he just muscled it. Third boundary of the over.
An expensive over here with still 1 delivery to go. Short, picked it up cleanly and dispatched it to the fence. He doesn't need to reverse sweep when something like that's on offer. Iftikhar not having the best of days. 60 with 1 ball still to go.
Good over for Zimbabwe, 13 off. It's 164 for 4. Quite misfield in the covers, allowing that single. First class cricket also taking place in Karachi. A lot of cricketing taking place. You switch channels and watch first class cricket, and is ODI cricket right now in front of you. Has tennis ball bounce. The match taking place, well, it's finished now. National Stadium, Karachi. Balochistan versus South Punjab started off with Imran Farhat getting 100. He's 3800. Shan Masood got a 50, and Yasir Shah got 3 wickets, but all in vain because South Punjab, after a great game, won by 4 wickets.
Straying to the leg side will pick up a single here. Back-to-back partnerships now here from Zimbabwe. The previous one fetching 84 off the 110, and this one now 61. I think it's important Madavere sticks to what he knows best. We'll have a look at that. Bazid, how many kites have you won? Kite flying challenges when you were younger?
Never. Never won any challenge. I was never any good at it. I would run after them and trip over anyway. Couldn't find them. But from memory, this ground does get a fair share of kites. Even in the PSL, there were kites coming over. And I think Karachi, same amount. But over here, they pride themselves in making the toughest thread ever. Down the leg side, helped on its way. Another boundary. Madavera doing this well.
Wahab struggling with his line here a little bit. Again, slightly short and leg side-ish to the right-hander. Just had to get bat on that. Fine leg, had no chance.
He's got on to 31 of just 24 deliveries, and he's up the ante really well. 4 boundaries, and I think he's got the instructions, or maybe he's just thinking that he'll take Pakistan bowling on, but last couple of overs he's stepped on the gas.
Impressive strike rate from the youngster.
36 gone, it's 171 for 4.
So the important sort of number to look at is 4.75, which is the run rate. So the last few overs need a lot out of the remaining Zimbabwean batsmen, especially the men who are set. Both are set. Partnership of 65. Tino, what do you think?
At the moment, the guy's looking pretty good, Rummies. Partnership 69 from 69. 6 and over really to 8 and over is what they would wish to get from now. It would mean that the two of these would have to spend the majority of the remaining overs at the crease. They've picked up the scoring rate in the last 4 or 5 overs. Nice anchor role played by Shaun Williams. He needed to. After coming in at 22 for 3, Wesley Madevere once again has looked good. 25 balls for his 31.
That's not a bad shot at all. Musa can be slippery. So last 5 overs have produced 40 runs. So the pace is up. Musa has gone for plenty in the in this game actually. 6.3 overs, none for 49. Interviewed him in the morning and he said obviously he wants to bowl quick but also looks for variations in ODIs. Just got to be a little bit more within the tram line, is allowing them a little bit of width, and is being on the shorter side as well. That was a free hit, and this time didn't really cash in.
Now you talk about 40-odd runs scored in the last 5 overs, Ramiz, which is good. Scoring rates accelerated when Wesley Madevere has come to the crease. But what you do need to remember is the next man in is Sikandar Raza. He hasn't had the best of times with the bat. 2 in the first one-day international, 8 in the second. So he really hasn't had a feel of this Pindi surface. Hasn't got runs behind him. And then after that, it's Tirupano playing in his first ODI. And then the bowlers. So important for these two to bat long from here. Quick single. Good running. Ends the 37. 179 for 4.
It's a lovely sunny afternoon here, and Zimbabweans are putting up a good show. They need to finish well. 13 overs left in the innings. Scoring rate is 4.84. Need to maybe get it up to 5.5 in the next 5 overs or so. Important partnership this. Important contributions from Williams and Wesley. Tino, you made that observation that there's not much after this pair in terms of form or skills, but I think you've got to look at the present situation and define the flow looking at how good you're placed at the crease. So forget about what is to follow, what can happen. That'll absolutely muddle your thinking and your positive intent. So if you're there, if you're feeling good about it, go for it. That's good running. Once again, taking that single, immediately was off after hitting that ball.
I didn't quite get it in the middle of the bat. Thick inside edge, but straight away he realized it's just gone to the right of the man who had to run around the ball to pick it up and throw with his left hand.
Hasnan was pretty slippery with the new ball. Now the scenario has changed just a little bit, because he's bowling with an old ball, and I'm sure we'll see a bit of variations as well from him. He's been a good success at white ball cricket, does his job in T20 cricket, picks up wickets, can go for runs, but will give you some breathing space with a blow or two every now and then. Most wickets in PSL this year, by the way. Mohammad Hasnan. 1 for the over signaled. He's filled up quite nicely like Shaheen Shah Afridi. Very young when he made his mark at PSL. Tear away fast bowler. Hasn't played a lot of cricket for Pakistan, so this is a rare opportunity for him to go hard and show what he can do. Into the gap, only a single. PSL playoffs are just round the corner. After the series, we'll move to Karachi for the playoffs. Multan Sultans and Karachi Kings will lock horns, and the winner will play the final. The loser will have another bite at the cherry.
Tries hard. Does Hasnan. Certainly been very, very impressive today. ripped out the Zimbabwean top order early, setting them back. Top edge and gone.
5 wickets for Hasnan. What a grand comeback for him. His first 5-wicket haul for Pakistan. Just too quick for the right-hander really to club it. Got laid on that short pitch ball. Got a little cramped and he knew straight away that he was in trouble, and very good cotton ball by young Hasnan. What a feat. Always good to see a young kid doing well at this level. 33 he got, batted well, 181 for 5. Sikandar Raza bats low down the order these days. He's been hitting the bat hard all day, Hasnan, and good result for him in the end, getting rid of Settle Wesley, who's looking impressive. Good tumbling cotton ball, picking up his 5th. First 5-4 in his ODI career for Pakistan.
Center.
He's already picked up a hat-trick for Pakistan in T20 cricket, so whilst being young, he's achieved quite a few milestones.
No, Willie.
The 3 sequences of 5 wickets takers. Hasnan in this game, Iftikhar from yesterday's or the middle game, and Shine Shah Afridi picked up 5 wickets in the first ODI. 5 for 21.
Kept a little low, that one. Sikandar Raza would have been expecting that to bounce a little bit higher than it did. And I think we saw this in the second one-day international as well. First innings ball keeping a little bit low early. That can happen sometimes when you play at the same ground continuously. The groundsmen don't quite have time to water as much as they want, roll the pitches to be as hard as they would like them to be.
He's off and running, picks up a single. It's a little surprised that his batting form has dipped, has gone down, Sikandar. At one point, he was a frontline operator for Zimbabwe. Batted in the upper order. What has gone wrong with him, Tino?
Yeah, I think there was a time that Sikandar Raza batted 4-5, and I think he had longer to bat, and therefore could take his time earlier on in the innings. What's then happened since then is, and we've talked about this, Williams, Taylor, Craig Irvin being the core of that middle order. It's meant that he's had to be pushed down the order, and He's got less time really to try and set a base in his innings. Quite often when he gets out there, he has to start going from ball one. We saw that in the first one-day international when he came in. So really hasn't had the chance, shall I say, to be able to build early on in the innings and then accelerate later. Often he has to do it from ball one when he gets out.
Just 3 from the overs, 3 from the over, 184 for 5. Nice shot. Is looked in good control. 72 is Williams. Bowling his last over, Hasnan. Got the ball to swing when it was new. Just around that off-stump area, which has been his go-to area. Nicely played in control. Got it past the man at point. I think it was Imamul Haq. Still making the batsman jump because he's got pace, and because he's tall, he gets it to bounce as well. Mentioned it earlier that the grass may have been taken off the surface, but it is a well-bounded surface, well compacted, and you get the ball through at a good pace. It bounces very nicely. Catch it is a call. Is this the 6th one? Is this the 6th one? Oh, he's dropped it. Musa there. Oh, that should have been taken. He had plenty of time really to see it, get underneath it, and then grasp it when it just mattered, and robbing him of his 6th.
And this really should have been taken. It looked like he almost panicked when he saw that go up. Didn't get the hands up. Was still moving, didn't get himself in a position and get himself a firm base. He'll be very disappointed with that. Could have been 6.
Hasnan is a very pleasant young guy, and so didn't really crib a lot. His expression suggested that, you know, I'll take it as a mistake and take it with the stride. But what a moment. Created a moment, and somehow we didn't see the magic from Musa Khan. Wonderful figures for Hasnan. Nevertheless, 5 for 26 he ends up with of his 10 overs quota. 189 for 5. last power play has been signaled by the umpire. 5 fielders can be placed outside the ring. How many have you got? Got 2 on the leg side in the ring and 3 on the offside. .72 is the run rate of the innings. Got to remind yourself that they can't be a dot balls. So if you're batting on 74, you've got to look for something expansive than a dot. That's the board to target. Incentive for the players. If you hit that board, which is the Jomo players, hit the board and get $200 US. There's another one for you to target. It's sponsored by Service. Players hitting the Service tie board have a chance to win a cash award of $500 US. So this is where in respect to the stumps. So flick over mid wicket. That's uppish but into the gap. And we know it's a fast outfield, so that'll travel very nicely to the fence.
He's not happy. There's Shaheen. I think Sikandar Raza for a moment might have had his heart in his mouth, but he's found the gap. Possibly a little bit earlier on it than he would have liked, but the result a good one. His first boundary. Moves on to 8 from 10.
Oh, moved across the stumps and somehow managed to flick it away towards square leg. Anxious moment for Sikandar Raza. Had he missed it, would have been adjusting to the stumps. Look at him covering the stumps and drawing the ball away from middle stump.
No problem with maneuvering around the crease. If you're going to make sure you get in front of your stumps, make sure you get bat on ball. And that's exactly what he did.
End of the over and 195 for 5. Wahab is in. Starts off with a fuller delivery. Economy rate of 4.22. He hasn't picked up a wicket yet, Wahab. And this is the phase where he likes to bowl. In the last part of the innings, he's a good death bowler. You'd see him try to york the batsman, get some reverse swing, lowers his hand and can bowl from around or over the wicket angle. Oh, almost a blinder. I thought that went straight to the fielder. I think it's Khushdil Shah who's clearly stopped a four. Was it on the full?
It certainly was. That is a valiant effort. It's not at him. It's to his left. Well appreciated by the bowler, Wahab. Khushdil Shah certainly serving 4 runs for Pakistan.
This is a lot better. Wow, what a shot that is. Beautifully timed, and this time there's no Khushdil Shah to stop that forceful pull shot. 200 comes up for Zim.
Half a chance a couple of deliveries ago from Sean Williams. This time he made sure that he got that wide of that man at mid-wicket. Vacant spaces behind him on the leg side. Helps himself to 4. Change in the field. The man at mid-on going down to long on. And that's the 50th flit for Zimbabwe. This last 50 taking them to 200. And the fastest of them all. It's 47 balls. .85 for that first split. They lost 3 wickets there. Zimbabwe had to rebuild with Sean Williams and Brendan Taylor. 56, a little bit better. And then the third one up to 61. And then that last one, by far the quickest.
Gets a run. This is good batting. Fruitful over so far. 7 from it. Sikandar Raza, I guess these days more a tee-off batsman against spin than pace. Let's see if Pakistan employs a spinner in the death part of the innings. Knows the call, goes straight to the man at point after 42, 202 for 5. Afridi in his 8th over. Quick. Become an effortless delivery. Because he's tall, he'll get the ball to bounce always, but his short pitch stuff can be lethal and can surprise you. Difficult to pull the ball also because of that angle that he creates outside that off stump. So you never actually are covering that angle.
Thick outside edge. Disappointed. Imam prides himself in his fielding at backward point. Spends a lot of time in and around that area. You can see those hands are constantly taking barrage from the ball. His fingers protected.
You don't see in ball a lot of variations, China Afridi. Normally is go-to ball, I guess, is the Yorker. Or when he goes short, it's a proper bouncer. Looks to get that in-swinging angle working right till the end. When the ball gets all, is looking to go fuller. Good that you know your strengths and weaknesses, and that when the pressure is on, what ball to deliver.
Good running. Very, very good running. There was a man who was tight in front of Sikandar Raza on the offside, and he's just opened the face and taken it just to his left. Good understanding between the two of them straight away. Sikandar Raza wants it, Sean Williams obliges, and they both get home comfortably.
The fielders in the ring have got to realize that Sikandar right now is only interested in basic rotation of strike, nothing more than that. So you've got to come in. Oh, well, that's hit him hard. Trying to shield himself rather than looking to take that one. Hit him hard.
He wasn't expecting that, Shaheen Shah. Sean Williams has struck this firmly, and I think he's actually saved a boundary here. It's come right out the middle. The man at mid-off, who you won't see there, is in the circle. There's a long on, and I think Sean Williams had struck that well enough to get a boundary.
Possibly a short pitch ball, this. Let's see whether he bangs it short. It's still a full length delivery. Takes the second run on a weak return from Wahab Riaz. 43 done, 207 for 5.
Well, those youngsters looking to get a glimpse of this international cricket. Just a glimpse. Such a shame, such a travesty that these modern times, these challenging times, surreal times, that we don't have spectators, but from afar they're looking into the stadium. Not quite sure where that is. That there's quite a few housing developments around the ground. Where are we? Let's have a look where this is. Let's have a look. Bazid, help me with the geography here. There you go. That's mid-wicket. There we are. At least they can get a glimpse from there of this international cricket series. Oh, he's just got a bit of bat. You see, this is what Wahab gets. He gets that little stinging tail. Bit of a sort of a snake ball that he. With the older ball, Wahab gets the ball. He doesn't get much in-swing. He hardly gets any in-swing to the right-hander. But to left-handers, he'll snake it back into the pads. Watch this. There you go. That's because of the release. Let's talk about release. The wrist plays an important part, perhaps the most important part. Of course, there's a whole combination of factors, but when you've got your wrist at an angle, now just only look at Wahab's bowling wrist here. Look where his finger, keep going, just a little, one more frame. Look where his fingers are. They're at 45 degrees. That seam is at an angle. There it is. There's that drift again. And he's going to get 4 for this. I just want to illustrate that to you again. Wahab concentrates on this And Sean Williams is onto it quickly. He's reading what Sean Williams is doing here. He's watching his wrist. Now watch this. It's come at 45 degrees. Let it go, Wahab. Push it on. That's it. And that seam is coming down at 45, and it'll drift into the left-hander. Now, if his wrist was upright, he might get some straight or in swing going the other way. Short, one-handed.
But Wilco works perfectly with reverse swing. There's a no ball because of height. Is that a full pitch? Yeah, it's a full pitch. He's above the waist and free hit now. Right-hander on strike, so the ball will tail away. Straight away, Rashid Riaz called it. Free hit. Swing and a miss, but with reverse swing, you need to actually, that illustrate the wrist dropping or sort of angling that way. It exaggerates reverse swing. And also, some bowlers actually try and drop their hand as well to make sure that they get that tail. The more upright you are, the less you've got the ball to dip or tail at the end. Reverse swing helps with round arm bowlers.
It's an unusual looking sort of shift shot by Sikandar. 11 from the over, 218 for 5. Six overs to go here in Rawalpindi. Early strikes from Mohammad Hasnain. He's taken all 5. There were 22 for 3. Brendan Taylor 56. Wonderful innings this from Sean Williams. He's 89. Now just watch this, Wahab Riaz. Look at that ball. His hand is at an angle. His wrist. And that's why it goes from leg stump across the stumps. And there's no hint of swing back into the pads. That's because of the angle of release with the wrist. If his wrist and his fingers were upright, there's a chance that ball could swing back in. And see how a bowler, look how Musa Khan is getting that ball to feel right. You see, look at it. He's just getting those fingers on the seam. It's all about feel. The feel factor, getting it back to the brain that you've got the fingers on the ball in the right place. A lot about bowling is how the ball, how it feels when you let it go. If you watch and talk to the great Wasim Akram about how he got in swing with the ball, he'll tell you it's about the position of the wrist behind the ball. And no one had a better wrist behind the ball than him. Buzzard makes a good point that Waqar Younis, certainly for reverse swing, would drop his arm a little bit and get his wrist in a more angled position. There we are, look at that. Just the same way as a spinner splits his fingers on the ball, so a seamer gets his fingers on the seam. Smashes it through extra. That's a good looking shot from Sikandar Raza, and he'll get 4 for this.
Well, the feel of the bat was thumping. Sikandar Raza giving himself a slight bit of room, but also shimmy down the track. Smashes that through the covers. Problem now for Musa is that he can't rely on short of a length, which he's done all throughout this spell. He needs to now mix it up, bowl that Yorker, bowl that bouncer.
He's gone after him again. This could be 4 more. It is 2.
When searching for that Yorker, just got it marginally wrong. And that's all you need. The skill of the batsman nowadays is that you miss that Yorker by what? 6 inches, you're gonna get punished, and punished he was.
Sikandar Raza can hurt. He's got 3 one-day international hundreds. He's got 100 not out against Pakistan, which he scored at Lahore, May 2015. 100 not out. He's going to go for a quick single here as well. Did I hit him? I think it did. Got 100 against New Zealand, 100 not out in Harare in August 2015, and his top score in one-day cricket is 141 against Afghanistan in Bulawayo, July 2014. He's a handy cricketer. Test 100 as well, and he's got 59 ODI wickets. I'll change that. He's got 60 wickets now. Lofted. That's a lovely looking stroke. That is from Sean Williams. It's 4, and it's also the 50 partnership.
The slow one. And he picked it straight away. Also trying to take pace off, trying that slow one, but it's been clubbed over the onside. Just one bounce into the rope. Beautifully struck, beautifully timed.
Partnership of 51 now between Sean Williams and Sikandar Raza of 42 balls. He's missed out there, hasn't he? That was width on offer from Musa Khan. End of the over. 14 from it, 232 for 5. Fifth wicket, a 6-wicket partnership of 51 from 43. Sean Williams and Sikandar Raza. Only the second time. Here's Shaheen. It's only the second time in one-dayers that Zimbabwe has put on 50-run partnerships for the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th wicket. Previously, they did it way back in 1999 against Bangladesh in Dhaka. There you go. Look at that. Williams-Taylor, Williams-Madivere, Williams-Raza.
And if they get a strong finish, 280 will be in their sights. Need to go at 10 and over from here on in.
I think that would have been a wide, wouldn't it? Yeah, it is a wide.
Very rarely does Shaheen go off target. He's been so good throughout the last couple of years. But you look at 235 for 5 and you think that 280 is very gettable, and if they press a little bit more, maybe even further, look at 290.
Well bowled Shaheen, looking for the Yorker. Well, we've had another milestone in this series. The first time that we've had 3 different bowlers. 3 different bowlers have have taken a 5-wicket haul in a 3-match series. Shaheen in the first, Iftikhar in the second, and now Mohammad Hasnain in this third. Yeah, there we are. The first time in three different bowlers in an ODI series have taken a 5-wicket haul in a 3-match series. Shaheen 5 for 49, Iftikhar 5 for 40, Hasnain 5 for 26, and it should have been 6. Should have been 6 for Hasnain. You can really tell, Baz, that Shaheen still has the memory of the 5 wickets in his head from the first ODI. He's trying desperately to get the Yorker in, because he hasn't picked up a wicket here, and he didn't pick up a wicket in the second match.
But even last couple of years, he's been so good for Pakistan in all 3 formats, and because he's bowled so full and because he's attacked the stumps, so he's keeping that going.
Not as many liberties that you can take against a bowler of the class of Shaheen, which is why Sean Williams is just not throwing the bat at everything that comes his way from Shaheen's arm. Occasionally you're going to get a full toss when the bowler's looking consistently for the Yorker. 5 from the over, 46 gone now, 237 for 5. Width on offer. It's been slapped hard, and it should be a second because of the misfield. Only takes a little misfield for the second.
Waqar Zaman on those practice wickets that might have just given him a slight poor bounce, but that means that Williams is now a stroke away from 100.
Haven't seen too much of Waqar Zaman in the field, but his fans will be hoping that we'll see a lot of him with the bat. Sean Williams now on 98. Three ODI centuries for Sean Williams, the man who's born in Bulawayo and plays for the Tuskers in Zimbabwe. Strike rate's healthy. 33 50s. Here we have Sikandar Raza, the man born in Sialkot. Pakistan-born, Scottish-speaking Zimbabwean.
They probably have the best bats out there because he's from Sialkot. I'm slightly biased, but the best cricket bats are made there. But you want boundaries now, because last 10 deliveries they haven't got a boundary. Last over just went for 5. This over has gone for 3.
That's going to be 4. Now, were there leg buys or just buys? Ooh, inside edge even. Sikandar Raza will take that.
Yeah, it was just last couple of overs. There's been a slight uptake in the bowling, and they wanted something. Zimbabwe will take that, but you need these to flow right till the end. You don't want another over where Shaheen doesn't concede a boundary.
Oh, that sounds good. Very good. And that is a 6 over long on for Sikandar Raza.
There's a big crack off the bat straight away. It's gone flat and it's gone long. Sikandar very confident that it'll create Shaheen, and it did. So 10 of 2.
What a good hit. He kept his base, didn't he? Kept down on the shot. Watch his base here. Keeps his shape. Strong in the arms. Good shot. Musa has gone for 80. He's gone for 80. Well bowled. 10 overs, none for 80 for Mohammad Musa Khan. It's been a tough day at the office. 250 for 5. Over number 48. Sean Williams runs for the 99, and this will be his century. That's a brilliant innings by Sean Williams for his country Zimbabwe. His 4th one-day international century, and my word, how much his team needed it today. That's his first against Pakistan. This has been a great knock.
10 boundaries and a maximum in that, and he's made sure that he's held this Zimbabwe innings together. He batted really well last game as well, and this time he's made it count.
Good looking shot, good looking shot. That's got enough on it for 4. Wahab just stands and watches. He's not happy with the fielder, but that ball pinged off the middle of the bat.
Such great balance. Gave himself a slight bit of room and opened up that offside and swung through mid-off. Wahab now has to be very precise because Williams is looking to tee off. He's got his 100, striking the ball well, and he's just eyeing boundaries.
Well, Wahab is glaring at Iftikhar, who's at extra, but there's no chance for Iftikhar to cut that off at all. And he's just, there's no chance. Slower ball. It's gone past Iftikhar on the right-hand side this time. Man out there. Well, it's funny how some of these things can somehow transpire. This morning, Tina Mawayo was with Sean Williams. Listen to the question.
I don't know if you know this, but it's been 13 innings since you last got a half century against Pakistan way back in 2008. Is this kind of a mental block for you, or is this against them?
No, I actually didn't know that. But yeah, I didn't perform as well as I would have liked in the first innings. There was quite a bit of bounce from Wahab in the first innings to deal with. And obviously batting under lights, I felt like the wicket was doing a little bit more than what it did during the day. But yeah, just to change my whole mental approach towards it and actually to back myself, to play my shots, to hit the gap, to run twos. There's big outfield, so there's lots of pockets to hit the ball into. And I felt like if I timed the ball well enough.
Well, there we are. Possibly an inspiration, that question. It certainly has been for Sean Williams. Round the wicket now, Wahab. Punched away. And a shy at the stumps from Iftikhar.
Classy innings, very good on the short ball. Reverse sweep, and sweep is the order of the day against spin from Williams. And plays awkwardly, hits the ball in awkward areas. But very good through the leg side, especially. It's been an inspired inning from Williams.
Oh, what a good shot. Extra and mid-off were spectators to a class shot. 14 from the over, 264 for 5. Two overs to go here in Pindi. What a wonderful sight. Kites in Islamabad. Raza taking chances now, flailing the bat. Well, it's what he can do. Sikandar Raza has this game. And from 22 for 3, Zimbabwe have made the most incredible comeback here. 266 for 5. How good an innings is this, Baz?
High quality. And scored all around, made sure that Zimbabwe recover well, and he's still going. 12 fours and a maximum.
Looking for the Yorker again. At least Shaheen is trying to get that full delivery in, which is why every now and again a full toss will appear.
Williams will be looking at mid-off in the circle, fine leg in the circle. So those are the two boundary options. But I think length ball, he'll prefer length because he's going to swing from the hip.
Fine leg is up inside the circle. Will he be looking at something there? He's more of an orthodox player, isn't he, Sean Williams? You do get players who ramp and do all kinds of things. What a great innings this is. Sean Williams now averaging just a fraction below 35, heading towards 4,000 runs. Fielded. Well, this is in international cricket. Brendan Taylor has 11 ODI and 6 Test centuries. Andy Flower with 16, Grant Flower with 12, Hamilton Mazakadze with 10, Alistair Campbell 9, Craig Irvin 6, and now Sean Williams with 6. Ooh, well bowled. Snake ball again from Shaheen.
Yeah, Yorkers, that's the go-to delivery for him. And also the short ball, but the Yorker is his main weapon, and he's so consistent with it that even today he's just gone for 5 in this 49th over.
Goes after him. It'll just be 1. .49 gone, 270 for 5. Wahab, last over. Oh, what a good blow. What a great blow that is. Just 1 bounce 4 straight back over Wahab's head. Oh, he's given it 6. I think they're going to have to look at this again, because I definitely saw that ball bouncing before the boundary cushions. Unless I'm seeing things, that's 4. That's a 4.
Well, superb hit and superbly caught by Allen. Straight away knew it was 4, but what a gorgeous shot this is. Take a picture, the pose to go with it.
I think Wahab wants to get on with it, but if he's... Hang on, Wahab. We can take 2 runs off your bowling figures here. Because that ball has definitely bounced before the boundary cushions. Here we go, we saw it. I saw it with my own eyes, Buzzard. This is 4. Here we are. It's bounced 1.5 feet before those boundary cushions. So I think the umpire will have to just change his signal. Well done, Alim. Swings the bat horizontally. 1 it will be. Sean Williams asking now, Alim Dar, what do you do that for? He said, I would have settled for the 6.
Well, this was a hoik to the leg side, but last shot, which went for a 4, was a quality stroke. And now it's Sikandar Raza on strike. The ball will angle away from him, so the options are to maybe go over mid-off, round the wicket, Wahab.
Yeah, he runs around the umpire. Makes a bit of room for himself. Sikandar Raza, will they take the second? Yes, Raza's going back. Oh, that was very good running by Sean Williams, who, in a sense, was running to the danger end because those legs are a little bit tired now. Sikandar Raza is feeling the pace as well.
And this quick running, maybe just a bounce, high bounce saved him.
Oh. He would have loved to have got a little slither of bat on that. What a recovery this has been by Zimbabwe. They were 0 for 1, 4 for 2, 22 for 3. And 277 for 5. There, the wickets falling at 0, 4, 22, 106, 181. And now this partnership 4 short of 100. Bowled him! Wahab Riaz. He does this so often to the very best. And Sikandar Raza, it's a swing and it's the death rattle.
Yeah, just for a change, ball angling back into the stumps, inside edge, onto middle stumps. Sikandar Raza's powerful innings comes to an end. Wahab Riaz, specialist at the death. Gone for 45, is 277 for 6.
Center, one go left.
Tirapano is the new bat. He's in the side and he gets a single off the last. And at the end of 50 overs, Zimbabwe finish with a very creditable 278 for 6. And a magnificent innings from Sean Williams, who finishes 118 not out from 135 balls, 13 fours and 1 6. That has been sensational from Sean Williams. Babar Azam knows that his bowlers tried hard, and he gets plaudits, Sean Williams, from the Pakistan team as he walks off. He'll want a cold shower, I would have thought. It's quite warm out there. But from 22 for 3, Sean Williams has ensured that Zimbabwe's bowlers have got a decent target to bowl at, to defend. And Pakistan going to have to go some to win this one-day international.
After being 22 for 3, it was first with Williams, then Batavera, then Raza, the partnership that held it together. But the man of the moment, 118. And the other man, who's appeared 5 times on that scorecard, has been Hasnain.
Yeah, Hasnain with 5 wickets. Could well have been and should have been 6, but Mohammad Hasnain has done well. Look at those partnerships there, 84, 75 and 96 between Williams and Raza. And Shaheen, back-to-back one-day international.